And I took yesterday off because of how sick I was. So I apologize for missing yesterday, but as you can hear, I have almost no voice. Isn't that great? Really, really. So I've been sorting pictures on Spicy Economics for Jhart. Um, I hadn't done it in a really long time because the software that he has there is just crap. So what I basically am doing at this point is sorting them into different categories in text, and then I'm going to just try to, cut and paste what I've done. It should be easier to update that way so that I don't like double up on my work and I can keep better records. So that's my goal, and that way we can all. Hey, Serafi. No, I feel a lot better than I did yesterday, so I sound like a mostly alive frog now. I feel like a dead frog, though. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so I'm sorting all of his stuff so that you guys can reference it when you need ideas, and I'm breaking it down into different topics, um, like treasure hoards or monsters or different things that you may want to build. It's going to be a nice resource. I had done it before, but this is far more comprehensive, and I'm redoing the original ones so that we get a little bit of a easier division of things. And as I'm going through it, I'm trying to locate the ones for Valentine's Day because I think that's going to be the next one coming up. And what Jay Hart told me yesterday is that for his video for the Valentine's Day episodes somehow got ruined or destroyed or didn't get uploaded and they're lost forever. So what I can't do is identify whose homes they are, which is to me the most important bit. He doesn't keep track of that or didn't. He seems to have changed that policy and now he actually does keep track of it, but he wasn't. And so there's like a year's worth of people's homes screenshots with no attribution, which bothers me. But I can't go back and. Pat followed me. 15 hours ago, Patrick Rothfuss followed me. Okay, I gotta tell my husband that. That's something I should have noticed a while ago. Hold on a second. Oi, oi, oi! I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's an author. And he's my husband's best friend. And I'm trying to help him with some stuff for charity. All right. So, that's good. Sorry that I missed yesterday. It's like so not like me to miss yesterday. I've been trying to do every single day. Anyway, so let's see if there's a rando today. I, I I'm gonna post some of these pictures and ask people to identify if it's their homes because we should know whose pictures these are, whose homes these are. It's very maybe it's my genealogy background, maybe it's my lawyer background, maybe it's my researcher background. But the idea of posting people's pictures of their homes without having any notice of where or what they are, it's a little disappointing. I'd like to know whose things are whose. So I am trying to go back through his old VODs. I was and trying to identify who each person was. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a little too OCD and it's not my responsibility, so I shouldn't necessarily take it on as my responsibility. All right, so here we are. Shimmy, who I do not know. Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Pops. But that's what that makes me think of. 628 out of 700. And I'm wondering if my Professor Griff my ex-professor, can actually fall asleep to this voice, because this voice is not my usual dulcet tones. It is a nearly dead frog tones. Now, I'm going to be honest, Elinhir is not one of my favorites. It's a nice trophy house, though. It works for a trophy house. But Elinhir just standard is... It's just not me. Like, I don't find it to be... Oh, look at that. That is a very nice chandelier. I wonder if this is a Devil Doggette creation, because it certainly looks like one based on that chandelier right there. Maybe just the chandelier? I don't know. But, you know what's funny? As I was always going through those different pictures J-Heart has, I was thinking about how, without looking at attributions, because, you know, most of them don't have it, that I was able to tell whose they were just by looking. That's kind of creepy. I want to live in that castle. Why can't I live in that castle? I don't want to live in this castle. I want to live in that one. You know, it's like pretty easy to tell who's swankeries or chryseas and stuff like that. You get, and certainly research monkeys is completely easy to identify as anything. I mean, that's just research monkey. He's so specifically research monkey-ish. All right, let me make some food while I'm at it. Yeah, I can. And it's like, it's nice. I wish I could do it for everybody, because then I wouldn't have this problem that I'm having of identifications, you know? Because it's important. It's really important. And maybe I'm making too big a deal out of it, but it's important to me. And I'll tell you the truth, which is I've spent dozens, if not hundreds of hours going through old videos trying to tell who's... That's where I'm going. Whose is whose. I'm gonna die, though. It looks like just a thing. There's no way for me to get up, so I'm alright. Maybe I can res here. Yeah, alright. I'll res here. And, you know, I mean, even if it's just my researchy type dealies, like research heart agreeing there, but it's very upsetting. So I spent like a ton of time going through his old videos trying to figure out whose was whose. And I started making lists. And honestly, like, after doing so many, I was like, why am I putting all this time into this for people who probably won't appreciate that I'm putting all this time into it? And no one's asked me to. And really, if it's anyone's responsibility, it ain't mine. But I guess I'm an empathetic soul who likes to do things right and likes to recognize people for hard work. So I did do a lot of time. And like part of me is fighting with myself to go back to doing it again. I don't know. I don't know. So, trophy house. Nothing wrong with that. Happy with, I like the little additional stuff there. The additional, like, section for the crafting. I have learned so many new things about add-ons lately. Certainly about EHT and loading issues. I spent a friggin' ton of time yesterday on EU looking at different houses, and I have a whole bunch of lists of them now that we could go look at the next week time we go on to EU. So, followers. Kitavash, the Lord Sizzler, and Pat Rothfuss. I can send Kitavash and Lord Sizzler stuff, but I can't send anything to Pat. Maybe I'll send my husband to Pat, and that'll be enough of a present for him. Let him have him. When he married us, Pat Rothfuss, the author, actually married us to one another. He was our officiant. he actually wrote our vows. Not our vows, really. We wrote our own vows, but he wrote the sermon, I guess, whatever you would call it. So this is Coldharbour, by the way. So all of this is from scratch, and this is Les Lax, whose work I am a fan of. Um, Look at that! I love that. It's like a big old couch. So when he wrote his, my husband and Pat lived together for well over 10 years, I think, and really, really close. So when he knew me, Pat knew me through all the times I was calling my husband. So and I'd get Pat on the phone because they were roommates, and at the time he wasn't famous, he wasn't anything, um, but he was just some guy, that lived with the guy I liked. So when he did our wedding, he said, I always, and then, him and Andy have this ongoing joke. Andy's my husband. He's like, I always said that one day I would marry Andy. He's like, he's the best one of us. He's the best catch. And then he's like, and today I'm marrying Andy to Karen. And I was like, yep. It was a really funny, really nice ceremony, and we got married in my mother-in-law's backyard because she has this farm by a lake. It's beautiful. Good morning, Nana. And it was just a lovely day. All we had there was, this is a really scary torture house, and I'm gonna write it down as such because next time I need scary stuff that I have not a record of, this is what we're gonna add. Scary torture house cave. Oh, it is. It's very lovely. She also has an orchard. So, but it's Wisconsin. So, Wisconsin. So we got married in her backyard. It was just her, Andy, me, Pat Rothfuss, and Andy's uncle Don, and Andy's mom and brother, and that was it. That was the whole ceremony. Reason why being, these are really cute, by the way. Reason being is my family lives in New York, and it's a big hike for them to come out. They don't fly, they'd have to drive, and honestly, it wasn't a big deal. We figured we'd go back to New York and we'd celebrate some other time and have dinner out or something. It wasn't a big deal for them to be there. It's my second marriage. It was more of a big deal for Andy's family to be there. That was more important to me. I didn't care. I'm fine. I'm not picky like that. So yeah, and I'm a very shy person, so having a ton of people and a big old bash was like really never in the cards. Good morning, Moose Kipples. I'm just such a shy person. The idea of having a big old wedding just made my stomach turn. And I think that's why I put off getting married for so long. We were engaged for like 5 years because I was like, I just don't know what to do. I don't want a big party. I don't want a ton of people watching me. I don't have the energy for that. I'm sick, all the time. Like, we're gonna blow a ton of money on what? Hey, Garish, I spent a ton of time on EU yesterday looking at people's homes. I may go back. So yeah, that was a great wedding, and then like we went out to dinner at some Italian place in Shawano, Wisconsin, with all of us, just the few of us that were there, and then Andy and I the next day got on a plane to St. Lucia. That was where we had our honeymoon. It was nice. So that was my wedding. Uh, and this is all just the thought precipitated by the fact that Pat followed me. Um, he actually was going to come down for New Year's Eve, or Andy and I were going to go up. I can't remember, but because he's up north. But it didn't work out. Like something was going on in his life. He's a very busy man, so I guess we're rescheduling. But I was thinking about it, and I didn't say this to Andy yet, but I probably will tonight. It's like the next time that that Pat comes down, we should have a special stream and have him like sit next to me and just be like, "Hey, everybody," and just say hello for a minute. You know, he streams, he could do it. Plug his charity for a little bit. So we might do that. Why not, right? I actually want to start doing more for his charity. I want to start helping out because I like helping people in life. This is I don't know how to take this build. Is this a scary build or is this like a ruins build? Oh, she does apples. She has an apple orchard. She has a beautiful, beautiful home. Apple orchard and lake and forest in the back and all sorts of pretty stuff. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of said beautiful home, at least from the garden. There's a garden picture that's just worth the view, such that it is. Actually, some of these I really want to show you guys because some of these are really funny. Is that a picture of her orchard? No, that's a part of the farm. Oh, I'm trying. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. No, not really. Not really feeling better. It's very sad.
Right.
There's also a video of my husband trying to gobble at turkeys. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I'm going to play it because why not? He's a big old dork and he embraces it. So we will do that. We will do my husband trying to gobble at turkeys, as one does. I don't know if it's going to do it or not, though. Come on. Play. Tell me if you can hear this.
Right.
This is his favorite thing to do. He loves to gobble at turkeys because if you gobble at a tom, they will gobble back. And then once the tom gobbles, all the rest of them will gobble. All right, good. That's my husband. What a goof nut. I love him. Wouldn't you marry that guy? I know I would. And so his mom lives around a lot of turkeys, and it's like yes, they will. They will totally gobble at you if you gobble at them. And it just cracks me up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is the picture? Yes, they will. They will totally gobble at you if you gobble at them. You know, OBS is nice, but sometimes it's really annoying. I'm gonna, OBS is nice, scream in a minute. As one does. Ah! Ah! Sorry. Having trouble. Everything's being weird. As one does. Sorry. Having trouble. All right. Everything's being weird. Yeah, so she has a ton of turkeys all out front. And I mean, I come from a place where we did not have turkeys running around in our front yard. That was very strange to me. But you know, things change. From a place where we did not have turkeys running around in our front yard. That was very strange to me. But you know, things change. Here we go. So this is every time I go to my mother-in-law's for holidays or whatnot, uh, this is where I'll end up is looking at her turkeys because they are always running back and forth over her farm. So this is the turkey farm. Skipping past these because they're not what I intended to show you, but this is the view from my house, one of the views from my house during the snows. That's my husband being goofy. Sorry. Okay. Still trying to get to where we're going. Oh, this was just amusing to me. No butts. Sorry. I'm trying to get to the pictures I want, but there's so many that I don't. So give me a moment. I'll get to the ones that I actually want to show you. There's some really cute ones of her house. Okay, as long as you don't mind, I appreciate it. Um, Wisconsin is such a funny place. There's so much going on here that's so weird and yet awesome. Like, I don't know. This is my sense of humor. I went and there's the Pope sunflower farm, and so we go we tried to go every year. They don't do it anymore, but it's this giant sunflower farm, and so we go and this is my sense of humor. I just decided it's a sunflower. It needs sunglasses. So these we found laying on the floor. Somebody on the ground. Somebody had lost their sunglasses in the farm. So I decided to like put them on a sunflower because I'm weird. So there you go. Beautiful farm stuff. This is her front yard, or this is part of the farm. And we have these amazing sunsets from our house. But it's still Wisconsin, so. All right, so I'll tell you the story of this stuff. I'm a huge genealogy nut, and this is actually her family's ancestral cemetery, right? So I trumped out on her ancestral cemetery to go take pictures in the snow, and this would be her family's ancestral farm too. So it's like this land was that family's, and these are some graves from that family's. And I mean, I took pictures in the snow, so the pictures aren't really great, but I just thought it was so beautiful to capture a little of our history like that. Isn't it just stunning? I don't know if you're not a cemetery person. I'm a cemetery person. I think that it's gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, and that's a working farm. I mean, that farm is still working. It's not hers. She doesn't own it anymore. The family doesn't own it. But it's when her ancestors came to Wisconsin, they actually you can't see it, but the road that's next to here, most of them are, yeah, either like direct or um like split off a little bit. But what happened is when they moved to this portion of Wisconsin, there's a road that goes beyond next to this farm. They built that. They actually built the first road in the area, and they used to send the oxen forward. The oxen would tramp down the snow, and then the rest of the party would be able to come behind. And so that's how they got there in the first place. And then they ended up putting the first road in the area. And so their farm was one of the first farms in the area too. So you got to figure they donated their land to the church in order to allow for the community to be buried there. But most of the community was related. So it's almost all her family. And these date back to around the Civil War. And because Wisconsin was only established in 1849, and this family only arrived in like the 1850s. So you got to figure that they're Civil War and afterwards. So old graves, and the family that donated the cemetery still has them all together. Isn't that nice? I think it's nice. I think it's beautiful. And you can see there's some more modern graves because people in the community, like I said, are all still pretty much related, so they still bury them there on the land. My mother-in-law made me this. Made me this. Talk about feeling accepted into the family. She's such a sweetheart. Good woman. Trying to show you something. Where did it go? Oh, here's some more of that that sunflower field that we go to every year. It's Pope Farms. You guys are too cute. I'm glad you found each other. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. This place actually shut down. This place was here since 1888, and it shut down because of there was some sort of dispute with neighbors. So this may be one of the last photos of Heine's Meat Market. It's so depressing because that's an awesome name. I don't know. I'm a nerd. Just don't mind me. I still haven't found the picture I was looking for. Nope, 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 nope. I'll find it. I'll find it. And then I will leave you all alone about it. I like Wisconsin, but I don't like it that much. I wish that I wish I were somewhere warmer. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of not my thing. I wish it were. I wish I liked it more than I do, because then I would be really happy here. Yeah, I can't find it. Not gonna look for it. You got enough fun out of me anyway, laughing at my silly. All right, back to the saddle again. All right, so this is Jace Carr's earthtear. 503 out of 700 items, but like I was saying, like I don't quite know is this a scary house? Is this a house of ruins? Is this a crafting house? Like I'm trying to figure out if there's a theme. Am I missing it? Or is it just a I do what I want kind of theme? Oh, that's cute. That's a good idea. I'm thinking that's what it is. More of an I do what I want kind of thing. All right. Let me check the back to see if there's a house back there or if I've seen it all. Yeah, I was just talking to my husband about this yesterday. I would love to move back to California. Oh, no, they blocked it off. Okay. But, you know, there's reasons to stay. The reasons to stay mainly being, you know, he's got family here. He's got friends here. I don't have friends or family anywhere warm, so no point in leaving. I don't know. Sorry about my sound being duplicated. I thought I had that off. I didn't. Okay. Let us go to EU, I think. I found some really good stuff on EU yesterday. I'm researching, quote unquote, trying to find Valentine's Day homes for the purpose of getting us thinking about it, since I know that's going to be coming up soon. I don't know what J Heart's going to do for January contests, but I really wish I did, because I would like to know. I would really like to know. So, have you guys gotten the, bye, Serafi. Have you guys gotten the new bust? I am hearing from pretty much everyone that it's a letdown. Apparently, like, the phrases it says are lame. Like, beware of traps, right? some people feel that it doesn't really look like Elvis or whatever his name is. Um, right. That it doesn't even look like him. And I think a lot of people were saying that um, it's not really as scary as they hoped it would be. I'm not sure if scary was really what I was thinking it would be, but I understand the complaint. I'm so sick. Excuse me. Um, so yeah, I wish we could. I know Woobin got it, Nana. So it's possible if you go to Woobin. I don't know where Woobin has it though. I need to. It only talks about one thing. I thought it had a couple of preset phrases. Ooh, that is creepy. Do you have it on? Oh, never mind. I don't have a brain. Maybe they should make it say like what Barbie did. Math is hard. Barbie bust. Math is hard. That cracks me up. We're doing. I am getting lots of people saying that they do not want any more mold. This pleases me greatly because I agree. No more mold. No more mold. Okay, I'll look at it later, but I just switched over to NA. I mean, EU rather. Dirt. I apologize if my makeup looks bad. I missed. I was trying to do it with blue eyeshadow over here, and it's just, and it's like, oh no, and then I had to like just take that portion off, and it's like, oh no, you know. Oh, this is funny. So on EHT, it has my effects for the house, but not the stuff I built. So it's only showing the effects I have on NA, but with none of the stuff for it. That's funny. Derp. There we go. Let's do a random. I found some amazing ones. All right, let's do Midnight. Okay, so Midnight's Alinor Crest Townhouse. You know, it was kind of intimidating because when I came over here yesterday, I was looking at the houses, and the people I started with were Silvervind and Time Squidistern. And I was like, just shoot me, because these people are so much better than I ever will be. Made me feel so bad. I'm trying to find the contest information. Um, I don't know if anyone knows anything about this. You probably know it more than I do, I'm guessing. Um, but as I understand it, Alara Northwind quit the game because of, and she was the one of the big EU people who did a lot of contests and whatnot. I don't know if she's gone for good or what. Yeah, I didn't actually see her post. I need to go and look at that. So then I will probably know more about it once I do the reading then. So this is Midnight's house. This is their Alinor. Oh, okay. I saw the disappointed post. I didn't see. Oh, okay. I'll go look. Because I was curious as to why she was disappointed. Granted, there's a ton of reasons why that she could have left for any reason. So let me look. I'm going to it if I can find it. Yes. No more mold. No For whatever reason, it's not on the first page of... Maybe it's on the main page? Forums? Because I didn't see it under... I don't see it. Oh, here we go. All right, so Tiger's Eye says she was saying she was threatened. She didn't think that they would actually do anything in real life, but she didn't think it was worth carrying on. No idea who had threatened her or why. Wow. Where's her post? Here we go. I'll read it. Wow, it's long. I'll skip to some of it. It was a difficult decision and had many contributing factors, both to do with ZOS and the game itself. It's very true that player feedback is rarely, if ever, acknowledged, not just for housing aspects either, and it makes me wonder what's the point of giving up so much of our time to give ZOS our feedback on the PTS. And also certain individuals in the game, and the guild bank theft most certainly threw a log onto the fire. It was my own small guild that the gold was stolen from. Everybody had access to the bank as we used it as a place to put furnishings and plans we didn't need so that others may use them. But the gold was only accessible by myself and a small handful of others, and it had been saved up by everybody for a guild hall that we planned to build together. People were contributing small amounts each week, whatever they could spare. Others would donate large one-off amounts. The fact that it was a group effort made the theft so much worse, as well as the fact that only people I trusted and deemed good friends had access to it. I didn't notice until it was too late that the gold was gone. I had no reason to check up on it, and one day I went to deposit some gold in the bank and it was empty. Because I didn't notice immediately, it never showed up in the guild's history, which I feel probably should last more than 5 days. I contacted ZOS, who would not tell me who took it, and the person never owned up to it, but we're pretty certain we know who did it anyway, as who we suspect to be the same person also cleared out the gold and any valuables from our NA branch and then left the guild, which somebody did notice before it was too late, and they even admitted to it, and didn't seem to think they had done anything wrong because I had passed guild leadership to somebody else who they didn't like. But nothing ever came of it, even after knowing who took it, so this is just drama. This is the same person who essentially started to stalk and harass me when I told them I wasn't interested in being more than just friends. I suppose the lesson learned is you can't always trust the people in the game, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't see anything about housing here except for ZOS not responding to her being threatened / because there's more to it than that if you want to go read it. But she was a huge force in the housing community is what's going to really matter, because she's she was running a lot of contests, she was sponsoring a lot of things, and I think that's going to really affect EU's housing community in a big way. I've been noticing more people putting these things in here. So I will say this, though. There's a new Discord for those of you who may not be part of it yet. You can join it. It's a housing Discord for all the different servers. And they are, in fact, running a contest right now. Where is the post for it? The only problem with it is that I can't enter it even, because I am not, I don't have access. Hold on. ESO Housing Network, 30 slot challenge. Here it is. I'll send you, here's the link. This is it. That's for, if you want to enter that. It's a 30 slot item limit, but you also have to use a pet, a mountain assistant, one of those, at least 2 blue crystal furnishings, at least 1 shrub mountain thistle, which is kind of obnoxious because I think that's not a bought item, and a trophy ice heart, which I don't have, never will get, and means that if they're going to keep that up with requiring a trophy, that a lot of us are not going to be able to enter because a lot of us don't do any dungeons. This is gorgeous, by the way. It's like a mixture of aquatic and really just pretty floral. Yeah, I don't mind necessarily saying use a pet amount or an assistant, um, but requiring things that are either quite pricey, hard to get, or a trophy that requires you to have been somebody who is into PvE, which a lot of us aren't, is really just kind of, yeah, puts me off a little bit. But that's the only contest going on right now that I'm aware of. Um, I have to look at HFB and see if they updated. Agreed, agreed. But even that one I could give a pass to. It's the trophy that really gets me because you know buying something is buying something. Having to require somebody to go through a PvE dungeon is a little bit more obnoxious, if you ask me. But I like the idea the guild has. I like the idea of there being challenges. I like that they're community wide. I like that the Discord is up. I'm part of it, and it seems like a really good thing. People can answer questions for one another. Here's the Discord link if you want to join. Um, it seems like a good place already. I'm actually really impressed with them, and I think it was a good idea. But the contest restrictions really kind of turned me off, and I was not happy about it. I want to announce the winners in ETU of the housing contest for the holidays. It was me for my holiday table, which you guys all helped me build in my Nutcracker house. But it was also Elephonics tree, which we can go look at after, and the Road Less Travels Santa table. And I don't think they went to the houses. I think they just did. Oh well, but some of us are scared. Oh, look at that! That's so cute. What a great idea. I think some of us are just not into it at all and a little scared still. That's really clever. This entrance is really well done. I would not necessarily have looked there. Um, yeah, so I don't think ETU went to those houses. I think they just went based off of screenshots. So it was more of a screenshot contest, but they wanted you to use things that you made yourself. So that's what that was. Look at this throne. That's amazing. Is that a throne? What is that? Is that a toilet? I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, but it looks really neat. Mushroom gardens. I love me some mushroom gardens. Yeah. I think that that's gonna really lower the amount of entries they get, which is unfortunate. Because I think that they should have had something a little more inclusive for the first contest, and I hope they adjust that before too long. And then I think more people like myself, I would totally do it if I like how they did this. They made this like a sort of swampy little lake of flowers. And yeah, so I think that they should reconsider that before the contest is over and maybe give other people interest in doing it. I understand the idea of wanting to make it a little more challenging, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but I do think that it would be better if they removed at least that requirement. That one is a bit much. So, just my opinion. Not trying to be a butt. I liked this. Moon Sister. I'm gonna try to look at one from each different person because I'm actually going through these the way that you are. Yeah, but you know, J-Heart likes to be specific too, and he actually holds himself back on how specific he is. Um, like I often try to talk him out of being so specific because I think it kind of ruins the fun of it. Like sometimes it's good to be specific for a contest. Sometimes it can be fun to be challenging. But I think also he, if he does all, you know how he likes to do a couple in a month, if he does all of them super specific, I'm not really into it. I want at least one to be a little bit more open-ended to interpretation. You know, maybe not just a sink. You know, maybe like let us do a whole house or let us do a whole room or something, not just sink or not just a fireplace. You know what I mean? Like it's fine if that's just one of the ones he does. But if he does all of them super specific, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe it's just me being me. Um, so, contests. Let us see if there are any more. I know there wasn't in BBC for the holidays. Maybe not in BMW either. Yeah. So, I haven't heard anything from J Hart further about contests. DDA, I don't think. They said, okay, I'll announce DDA. For the Merry Good Happy Something contest, the winners were Danielder 6. This is for regular size. Danielder 6, second was Galileo, third was Pugsley. The Lars were Arion, second was Zendara, and third was, I know you're shocked, Skullord. So there are going to be some announcements in the upcoming days about what those contests, the additional contests for the coming year are going to be. If anyone is in a housing guild that or any guild that has a housing contest right now going or open, let me know because I'd like to keep people informed about what contests they could join. God, my throat is killing me. I wanted to do one, but I'm kind of, shy. So I might do one going forward. We'll see. Um, excuse me. I'm trying to check Housing's Best. Housing's Finest Builders. I always say it wrong, and it's my own guild, and that's a sin, and I apologize. Contests. Okay. That one is still this January 5th contest for the solstice. And as much as I've tried to play with that idea, I haven't been able to make it work for me. Am I still streaming? Yeah. Okay. It just seemed quiet for a moment. All right. Melanchthor. Did I just look at a Melanchthor? Yes. So let's go to this Mytene Te Conan. If it lets me. I don't know if you guys saw Ninja Monkey's potentates, but Ninja Monkey found a bug that lets you go underneath potentates and look up at the crystal. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I'll be right back. I need to vibrate. Sorry for the delay. I also stuffed food in my mouth. Because I was getting a headache. All right. May Tente Conan. 270 and a 700. So my guess is it's possible this person has not decorated this house because I believe this is the way it looks when it comes like that. I do not think that the front is decorated. It's possible the back isn't either. It's a new enough house that I would totally understand that too. Yeah, this house isn't decorated. Yeah, I would do yourself a favor, and if you have a house and you haven't decorated it yet, don't make it an open house for one reason. Well, two reasons. One is kind of waste of people's time, but that's fine. The second reason is because if you do, people will come and visit your house when it's not done yet and then maybe never come back. So you'll lose out completely on, you know, having them come back and see your house in its shape that you want it to be in. I didn't know that was out there. Is that something you can get to, that dock? I guess not, because I'm going to die. Interesting. Because I know I don't go back to houses that I've already visited. So this one would just never come back up for me. Which is unfortunate. Let's see if their Captain Margot's is decorated. Or not. It could be. That could be it. I mean, I know people build like crazy in there. Ooh. Alright, let me send this. I didn't mean to hit cancel. Be sure to, and I'm going to say this again for the 100th time, be sure to check your permissions in your houses because, unfortunately, ZOS has not yet fixed the bug of it automatically changing itself. And that's really annoying. So let's add that to the list of annoying things ZOS is doing. I would love to know if there's more things that people would like to see the community doing. Content, you know, whatever. All right, so this one looks decorated. 284 out of 800, or 600 rather. No effects, so this is, somebody's got the Christmas set for sure. I think this has been stripped. In which case, I'm gonna move on. Or not. This just looks very interesting. Like there's something going on here. What is the story here? Why were there pieces of paper just strewn about? Christmassy stuff. A nice kitchen, just getting started. That was such an interesting little tidbit, but it wasn't like followed up, which is sad. I wish it would be. I would like it to be, I would like to know more. Plop. All right, so they've got some sort of tower here. And the snowmen are doing something. Okay. My Tante Conan. I don't know any of these people. I hope that you folks on EU are actually adding your homes to the open houses so that I can see them. Let's go to Magiel's Hackville Tie Hall. Hello, BS. We are on EU. I am visiting EU houses in the open houses of EHT. This is Magiel's Hackville Tie Hall, 300 out of 700 items, 8 out of 2,000 effects, 2 of which we can see right here, 3 of which we can see right here. So a vampire apparently killed a horse. That's fine. Then don't use it. It's okay. I will allow it. Wait, has everything been closed off? No. I believe we're supposed to get up here. But I am not a hoppy person, so this may be difficult. I am bad at the hops. Nope, not here. What you might want to do is, if you don't... Why can I move things? Uh-oh. 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 How do I have decorator permissions in a house of a person I've never met? All right, well, let me get in. I don't know if that's what they wanted, but I'm in. What is going on here? Something's in progress. Oddly, but in progress. Anyway, you might want to use ESG if only to add your houses to the open houses if you want people to come visit them. That's my only suggestion. Also, it auto-saves it in case you ever have some damage done to your house and you can't undo it. This is such a weird, weird house. I cannot seem to figure out what the hell is going on. But I'm going to assume it's a nothing and move on. Lurian, Velothi Reverie. I haven't seen many romantic builds in a while. I've been looking for romantic builds. How did I lose? Oh, I didn't lose it. That's fine, Kriya. I understand. 1793. Hold on. Doing something here. Okay. So, we have Lorian's Velothi? This is Velothi? This is Velothi. This is awfully small for Velothi, but let's see if it continues. It does. Okay. So, I get it. It's supposed to be like, oh, this is just somebody's little apartment. And then you go past it, and it's like, oh, there's a blood fountain. Got it. Got it. Murder, mayhem, death. Got it. You know, there's a legal term for what mayhem is. It may not be the same thing as what it means in our popular culture, but I will tell you the legal term. An act of, ooh, the picture that came along with it is not attractive. The common law crime of mayhem is defined as an act of maliciously disabling or disfiguring the victim. So basically, it's like chopping off someone's arms or poking somebody's eyes out, you know, that kind of thing. So when people say mayhem, that is literally what that means. But so it doesn't quite mean just causing chaos that's violent. It's actually like specifically disfiguring someone. Learn something new every day, right? Interesting. That's a new one. Okay, so this is a very scary home with very scary things going on and dead people. Moving on. Sorry. Never been a big fan of scary, icky. But it's not to say that it's done badly. It isn't. But it's just, I don't like it. Like scary, icky. Hundings. Nope. So many people on you have their permissions wrong. Sadness. Coldharbour is all velothi. I think people may not understand quite how EHT works, that you need to, when you have the community on, you need to have the access available. Otherwise, people can't visit the home that you're trying to open to the community. Or they may not realize what open houses mean, that you are opening it to the community. Moo, moo, moo. Moo, 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 moo. Somebody's saying that they don't know why I visited their home, but it was, because it was an open house. That would be why I visited their home. I don't think people understand. And I don't mean anything bad by that. Now, this is neat. Coldharbour managed to arch the trees in such a way that it made it like, you know, those over... Oh, yeah. I should also look at some of the others. I got a mail from someone on EU who invited me to their homes, and they're all amazing. So I need to do that at some point. But I did want to just at least get a little bit cut out. But you know how when you're around trees and trees are like kind of arched over you over the road, how kind of idyllic it makes it feel? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Nana. Exactly. Oh, that's awesome. I really like that. It's like a beautiful waterfall fountain. This person's very talented. Really nice. Hey, it's a little bardell. Sorry. That's what it looks like to me. It's kind of funny. I think that's an effect. Nope, it's not. There are 6 effects in here, but that was not one of them. This is really beautiful. Really good idea there. All right, so I'm assuming that this may be one of the effects. No, I am yet again wrong. It looked like it. A little mini bardell. Oh, this is beautiful. This is really beautiful. I like that they kept the blue, you know. There's like a couple of bits of blue here and then these scary things over the top. Okay, I can take a look though, Kriya. I can look. Blue saffron, right? We'll go after this. It's not like I got anything else to do on EU. I'm not. This is very beautiful. I'm very impressed. And it looks like they have portals to their other homes as well. This is something I'm seeing more of lately. People putting the barrels into the wall like at a bar. I hate these shelves, by the way. I feel like these and the ones upstairs are really annoying. They just take away from the house. These. Wow, really good use of them, though. Good usage. Your Grand Psijic, I'm assuming? I think we're going on top of Bardal the Mini. Bardal the Minor. Lovely. Nice little getaway. All right, let's see. I think I spelled that right. If not, I will add another F. Nope, I spelled it right. I'm going. I'm going. I like the re. Okay, so here we are. 456 out of 700. You didn't even use all your slots, lady. That's all right. I have a thing about color, and I've been talking about this, and I need to just do an entire episode on color. I like when people um, match colors for a reason, like they don't just stick things all mishmash. So this is appealing to me. That whole green section, and it doesn't come across as poison deadly. It comes across as more verdant than anything, which I like. I love that sky. I took a picture from right here for a Photoshop, not a Photoshop, a screenshot contest because I love the sky here. What are you going to do? What are you going to add? You haven't even filled up yet. You fill up and then we'll talk. Kidding. Oh, look, and you did it with blue too. That's really nice. Hello, Bayushi. I'm on EU again, trying to catch up. Looking at Blue Saffron's Grand Psijic and admiring her color coordination here. This, of course, makes me want to have the Grand Psijic in real life. It makes me entirely jealous. I apologize for my voice. I am very sick. Yesterday I wasn't here because I was so sick. And today I am still pretty froggy, but talking a lot is clearing it out. So I'll just keep talking a lot. So for those of you who weren't here for the beginning, how many of you here? 16? I won't bother. I'll briefly say again that Pat Rothfuss followed me yesterday. And if you know who he is, and I suggest you follow him back because he does a lot of charity stuff. He works with Heifer, which essentially coordinates to buy animals, like like livestock animals for poor people in rural areas. Because once you buy a poor person a cow, well, then they can drink milk, they can make cheese, they can sell it, they can, their family won't starve to death, that kind of thing. So that's part of it. So, if that's your thing. Otherwise, I'm probably going to start coordinating with him at some point and talking more about contests. I mean, talking more about his charity and maybe doing some contest work too. I've never seen anyone bury this into a wall. That's interesting. Okay. So, like I always say, I'm a big fan of people putting trees in houses if they put them in planters. And I'm guessing you used the bottom of beds? Are these those fur beds? Or some sort of fur? To make it look like dirt. Thanks. I appreciate it, Chrysia. Chrysia. I can say your name. Really, I can. Now, this is interesting. They should put something in there. This is like a good first step towards something. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're adding things as they get them. That's neat. It's like a museum. I see why some of them are empty. That makes sense then. I wish I could get this, but I don't have it. Why do I keep saying these? I should, they. You're a she, right, Kriya? Or are you a he? I should just get it right. Whatever your pronoun is, just tell me and I'll try to stick with it. Your pronoun of choice. She. Okay. That's interesting. Look at the floor. I never noticed that that set off such beautiful, like, doesn't this give you ideas for a nightclub or something? Like, I totally think that this is a good nightclub type thing. If we buried it somehow, but that light came through. All right, you're she. I will call you she. She devil. No, just kidding. All right. I love these trees. Yeah, you did a really nice museum-like job here. I mean, it really makes sense. Once I put two and two together, it made sense. I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. You have to forgive me. Yeah, very much. Hey, Midgie. We are looking on EU. We are looking at Blue Saffron, aka Kriya's. It seems like a museum, and it's really quite nice. I don't know if that's just my interpretation, but I like it. That works really well. That really does. It's just the right size, and it really just works. Bop, bop, bop. It's like, let me in. Don't mind me, I'm crazy. Okay. I see you have room to grow, but you're really doing a nice job. And it's like a real museum because real museums aren't always full. So it's like, they're always building on and building and adding, and there's wings that are empty as they change different, what are the words? Displays. Not displays. It's a different word. E- Exhibits. That's the word I was looking for. Exhibits. This is a nice way of controlling your um, item count too. I like parts of it. As you know, from my Christmas house, I use that main hall, but I close off everything else. But there's different portions of it that I just, for item count reasons, I tend to close most of it off. But that great hall is really useful because it's hard to find a great hall like that in any other home. It's just hard. You like the front square rim. That would be interesting. Yes, and it's a beautiful aquarium. Poof. Perfect because it's got the water already and everything. Very nice. Very, very nice. Why do I feel like there's a second floor? There is a second floor. Mushroom floor. All of the moisture rises up from the aquarium and grows mushrooms. Makes perfect sense to me. I like that, but I also like when people put individual lights in each of these little alcoves, psjic. It looks really beautiful. Where was I? Coldharbour. Joss JWJ. Dying. So Joss WJ's Exorcised Coven Cottage. I'm hitting one of everybody that is on the list. I won't hit multiples. Try to get a little bit of everybody. And then I'll come back on my own and go through the alternate houses and see what I can do. Wow. I love when they do this. When people turn exorcised into a gorgeous light home. $3.99 out of 400. This is insane. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm a big fan already. It's always such a sin to me that so much of this view is gorgeous and you get a seaside view and so much of it is blocked off from the normal house. This is just stunning. This is really well done. And I really like this pool grotto here too. Look at that. Look how it just comes from right between the coral slabs. That's really nice. I'm coming up with all the good words today. Nice, cool. Adjectives. Not my friend today. I'm going to get mocked for that later. I have a friend who all he does is pick on me. It's really hard for him to get a decently kind word out of his mouth towards me. You ever have one of those friendships where everybody's just, you're just mean? Or they're just mean to you, or you're mean to each other? I have one of those friendships. And I just, some days, like, I'm depressed and, like, I don't think it's funny, but most of the time it's okay. So this is a very elinhir cabin. I figured that this witch is an escaped Alinor elf who rejects her culture to a point, but really likes the architecture. Rejects the snootiness, wants to be a witch, but rejects the architecture, but keeps the snooty, gorgeous architecture. Yeah, I love this. This is beautiful. Let me write this one down. This is EU. This is redone light. Okay. It just makes me sad that, like, most of the time we're okay, but every so often I'm like, does there have to be meanness? Sometimes I just want us to be nice. But most of the time he's pretty funny. I do get a laugh out of it. Hell's Bunnies. I should be working. I'm not working right now. Yesterday I was going to work and I ended up just spending the whole day both online, being sick, and going through pictures for J Heart. It's like, why am I prioritizing that over working? I don't know. I'm a bad, bad person. Uh-oh. J Heart's streaming too. He's streaming the housing hike, one of them. I did not realize. I'll finish up this house and then I can stream into him. Sorry, Volsadil. I hadn't realized. You guys can always tell me. I don't want to compete with him. What? I don't want to compete with him. He's my friend. So, hell's buddies. Aw. Thank you, Garish. Is he not? Isn't this his EU, though? He's on EU now, isn't he? Oh, I can't get in. Aw. I know, right? I just realized that. He's gonna laugh. Yeah, he's got, he said he has too many homes for today, so he was gonna do EU in the morning, and, or 1 p.m. or something. Wait, it's not even 1 p.m. yet. Oh, he's an hour ahead of me. And then he was gonna do NA in the evening. I don't know why he has so many homes, though. I don't know if he asked for a theme or something. So this is a lovely home. Kitchen, crafting area, storage. He likes his storage, I'll tell you that, J-Hart. He was talking about how much he likes storage areas. I wonder why he has so many entries for a normal housing hike. He usually turns some down and holds them for later in the week. I wonder why he isn't doing that. This is a good way for expanding your item count if you're close. It's just closing off these portions here. I wonder who lives here. It almost seems like a school. I wonder if it's a school? It didn't seem like a school on the first floor, but it certainly seemed like a school on a second floor. Maybe it is a school. This could be where they eat, like their cafeteria. It's hard to tell. What are they growing down here? Mazes? They're growing mazes. Yeah, no, that's true, but he doesn't usually do that, though. It's so weird. Okay, so it's got a maze leading us to the shore. What's going to be on the shore? There's something here. I've seen people close off the whole house and have their entire build be here. It's kind of awesome. So this is a little hangout on the water. You can take your bath and just sit in the flowers and get bit by mosquitoes, as you would. But it is beautiful. Oh, and look at that waterfall. Nice touch. All right, so I was going to stop, but if you guys don't want me to stop, I'll keep looking at the ones I hadn't seen. This is Hell's Bunnies. Greviodas. Coldharbour. I'm so sick. I want to be pampered. I want somebody to make me Theraflu and coffee and tea and all sorts of stuff. So sad. All right. Greviodas, 269 out of 700. That is not a lot of items. I wonder what they've done here. It looks impressive. Freestanding something. Maybe a garden? An evil garden? An evil snowy garden? You know, when you have an idea and you run with it, it's like, I'm not complaining. This is just wild. It's just, I would like an evil snowy garden on fire. It's great. I love what. Oh, okay. See, it is an evil garden. Just this one portion though is icy. I guess the rest don't have the snow flowery things. They have. Those are just hot, and this is the cold area. Okay. They knew exactly what they wanted and they built it. Not one item more and not one item less. Amusing. Not in a bad way. Amusing in a good way, but it's just. And they did a really good job on the fencing because the fencing is not that easy to make that look that perfect. See, you get a lot of overlap like this. So, nothing wrong with it. It's just something that to be aware of is when you're working with those fences, the tops are always a bit of an issue. All right. Golden Oracle. Dying. Dying. All right. Oh, I should shout out Pat. In case you want to follow him for charity stuff. If not, you don't have to. Come on, chatbot. Why are you sucking? Chatbot should be saying something. Ignore that. Chatbot hates me right now. I gotta fix it. Alright. So somebody went traditional clockwork. Golden Oracle. Okay, now I get it. Oracle. I was like, derp. Yes. Traditional with standard traditional decor. Which I don't see a lot of people doing, and I actually like that they did it. Because it just seems like it would be nice to see more things that are just fully clockwork. Or dwarven clockwork, since they go together so well. And this would obviously be the house to do it in. I wonder what they're building. Or doing. I wonder what the machines are for, is basically what I'm asking. Hey, Violet. We are exploring Golden Oracle's house, which I cannot quite figure out what it is, but it may be an arena. Maybe they have them like robots battle each other, like a robot battle. People get mad when I guess what things are and I'm wrong. They're like, the other day I said somebody's house reminded me of a roller coaster, and that maybe it was a roller coaster, and they got really mad because they're like, no, it was Dante's Inferno. I'm like, oops, sorry. Like, it looked like a roller coaster to me. I don't know. So yeah, this looks more like a battle place for battles. I'm sorry, I didn't know. And I felt bad. I really did, because they were right. I mean, looking back, it probably was. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would have gotten Dante's Inferno, but I certainly wouldn't have gone with roller coaster had I known. I felt really bad. It is. And I was just like, wow, did I fuck that up? Most people would have laughed at that, I think. Most people would have laughed at that. At my mistake. I would hope that they would laugh at my mistake. Wow, Tithis almost looked like an NPC from EHT. The lighting on him was such a weird color. I don't know. I think most people would laugh. I'm sorry. It was like going up and down, leading you to the different sections of, I guess, the story. But to me, it looked like such a roller coaster. I don't know. I didn't pick it up. I didn't pick up what it really was. So crafting area and storage area. So I do appreciate that this person stuck true to the clockwork look, and it's rare, and I hardly ever see it, and I kind of really like it. Good for them. Good job with Golden Oracle. I kind of I wonder if there's actually a story behind it that maybe I don't know, but it would be definitely interesting to hear. People usually have stories, explanations for what they have going on. Golden Oracle. All right. Lots of the same people posting houses. George So. Oh, fuck. We're sending troops to the Middle East, folks. Those of you in the U.S. Thousands of troops going. For those of you in EU who don't know, and this is my soapbox, so I stand on it. Our president has dementia. He didn't even win fairly. And the Republicans are covering for him. And now, well, there's no coincidence, and we all know it. And now we're at war. Why? He's a psycho. He is crazy. He is demented. Everybody knows it. But the Republicans will not back down. He just will not back down. I know, I'm sorry. It's just hard to tell through texts. But let me tell you, the majority of Americans in this country are horrified. But there are enough idiots that are just so happy to troll the liberals and troll the moderates that they're like, rah, rah, you know? But it just makes us look terrible to the entire world, and now people are going to die. More people are going to die. And it's horrible. It's horrible. I feel like I'm trapped in hell sometimes with the politics the way that they are. You know, even really conservative people are scared. Really conservative people who believe in a lot of what he's doing are terrified. Because he's saying crazy things, he's doing crazy things, he's going too far. You know, if you read his speeches, they don't make any sense. And, you know, even military people that I know are like, we just don't talk about the president. We just don't talk about it because it's that bad. And now they're going to war. That's pretty. I don't want to die, but that was pretty. So let's not have a depressing conversation as best we can. But Lord knows I was praying this wasn't going to happen. And, you know, if we had a single Republican in Congress with fucking integrity, we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be going to war. That is true. Good for you. That's very smart. That would work. You know, but we don't have any Republicans with integrity. We don't. We have a bunch of people who are afraid to stand up to their leader, Mitch McConnell, because he holds the money bags. If you don't do what Mitch tells you to do, you don't get funded, and your person running against you does. It's just that simple. And that's why they're all keeping their mouths shut and not impeaching this motherfucker. It's because they're that self-interested and selfish. And it's themselves before country. Not even their party before country. It's themselves before country. And if anyone's trying to equalize and say that the Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans, I will fight you every day of the week over that, because it is so not true. So, it's just so upsetting. This is really colorful. 9 effects, okay. This is really colorful and really pretty. I have a thing for Meridia, though. Meridia makes me happy. That is a really nice usage of the heart. What is that called? Is that transparent law? No, that's something else. I forgot. Transparent law is the big thing. Sorry, Chrysaea. I know. I won't give spoilers, but I know why you're upset. She also gave him back to you at different points. Oh, pretty. You don't have to like her. It's okay. I just like that she looks like an angel. Oh, okay. I will head over in a little bit. What? Who are you? And what did you do with Bayushi? Did I go up? I went up, yeah. I just don't know if you people in Europe know, but we're at the point where, like, most of us can't even watch the news anymore. It's too much. It's been years of this. Every time we turn on the television, it's something else. Horrible. Kitchen and storage. This is actually quite neat and pretty. Why didn't anybody eat Bayushi? And could you please spit her out? I used to. I used to go to college in D.C. when Clinton was president, believe it or not. That's when my professor was there, too. The one that I'm still friends with. So, this is lovely. Oh, ooh, ooh. I can show you what it does, the couch. See that? It does that every time you sit on it. Isn't that cool? It makes me want it. I lived in D.C. for college. I went to American University, but then I also lived for a very short, very short time. That's the Vivek's couch. In a very short time in Leesburg, Virginia, with a friend who had an elderly grandfather who he had to take care of, who had fallen and broken his arm and whatnot. But I lived there for a little bit. So, so this is fun. All right. But I liked it. I miss it. That's one of those places that I would live. You're at your thing now? I'll go there now. It's one of those places that I would love to live if I wasn't married to my husband. I would love to. Actually, I want to go back to, believe it or not, when I lived in Leesburg, we went and visited Harper's Ferry. But at the time, I wasn't into the Civil War. And now I'm into the Civil War. And a relative of mine in my ancestry, hold on, was it's like on the uncle side, not in the, not direct, because most of the people direct in the war died, honestly. Hold on. So it was Christian Kistner. He was related to me as my fourth great uncle. And my fourth great uncle was in Harper's Ferry for the war. And he, along with almost every other Union guy, ended up surrendering. Where are you? I'm not moving because Twitch takes too much of my uber crappy FK. Okay. This is scary. You put ghosts and dead. How did you do that? I know how you did that. That's a pumpkin, isn't it? You hid a pumpkin in here somewhere. Where's the pumpkin? Where did you hide it? It's in there, isn't it? It's in here. Ha ha ha! I knew it. That's brilliant. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, this is a good use of scary shit and ghosts. Yeah, I mean, I almost wanted to go to William and Mary for law school, but I didn't get a scholarship, and I got a scholarship to Loyola Law School. Yeah, it is. I'm totally stealing it too. It's a brilliant idea. This is the problem you have, Bayushi, when you show off your stuff, is people want to steal it then. I am so jealous, Christ. Yeah, I really wanted to go there, but I didn't get it. I didn't get. Oh God, I could just imagine how nice that life would have been. That would have been wonderful. But I also got married to another man that was living in California after that, so that was that. This is lovely. I mean, in a scary way, but lovely. You look like you study a lot and cook a lot. Let me find them. Ugh. Oh, you mean the briar hearts? You gave the briar hearts real red. Oh, God, that's gross. You're an evil witch. Oh, I see. You used that trick elsewhere, too. That's really clever. I'm jealous. Look at that. Leave it to Bayushi to come up with an entirely creative way of using lights with no effects that looks like an effect. I think I have a fever. You know, usually I run through these so quickly and feel like I'm bored already, but with yours, I'm actually spending time to really look at it because there's like enough little details that I'm like, huh, I don't want to miss anything. Like, what are you doing here? Like, how are you killing people? What are you doing? Oh, that's gross. All right, so I think I've seen it now. Really good job, honestly. It is hard to find something that's genuinely kind of creepy. Yeah, it's really hard to find anything like genuinely creepy anymore in this game, but you managed to do it. But anyway, so my fourth grade uncle surrendered along with like all of the other Union guys who were staying in Harper's Ferry. Long story short, there's a book about it that I read that implied that it was actually traitor. The guy in charge of the Union was actually a traitor who worked it out with the Confederates to surrender. And um, so my guy was just basically humiliated along with thousands of other men who had to, without a fight, turn themselves over to the Confederacy. Um, but then he went back in and started fighting later. Oh, this is cool. Um, this is great. I like this. Good use. Interesting. Usually people want the faces of the stained glass, but by making it too big for that, they're just using the bodies. So it makes it look like it's actually just art and not a face. Interesting. And look at these. That is a really good way of doing ink pots. Huh. Pretty cool. Anyway. Yeah, Bay is super creative, creepy. So what I was getting at is when I went to Harper's Ferry, I was like, I don't know, 20. Didn't have any interest in the Civil War whatsoever, but it was still a neat place. I would love to go back now, and I would love to go back and see it again through my eyes today. You know, almost 43-year-old me. What would that be like? You guys want to see a creepy picture? A creepy real picture? If not, tell me, because I'm going to show it to you otherwise. All right. I don't know if you'll be able to tell this, but this is a picture of my ancestor. Fourth great back great uncle, if it goes on. All right, his name was Adam Widener, as you could probably see. Widner, if you want to get all weird. Now, what's creepy about it is he's dead in this picture. They actually painted on his his eyes, like his irises, because he was dead. Back when people took these photographs, and this must have been right at the time where he died, so 1873. A lot of people never had a photograph in their entire life. So when they died, before they were buried, a lot of times parents or loved ones would take a quick picture, get somebody come in, take a photograph of them to remember them, because otherwise they had no photo of them in their whole lives. And he is actually dead in this picture. And they would paint on irises, and they'd paint on different parts of your face so that you didn't look as dead. And so that is my relative. Isn't that kind of weird but cool? And then this was his wife, who I don't think was dead in this picture, but she may have been, but I don't think so. I think she probably took it at the same time and was just distraught because her husband had just died. That's my thought. Sad. But he's definitely dead. So this is Finnegan, who obviously used EHT, darkness, some dust, and let me see if I made sure I close that. Darkness, dust, and some windows. So that's really pretty, actually. One of those things you can do with EHT that's not anything you can do with items. Ermina. We're almost done. We're through the E's. So, I hope I hope it didn't freak you guys out too much. But that is called post-mortem photography and was actually quite popular back in the day. It was usually children, because children were less likely to have a photo taken of them at any given point when they were children. Older people might have had one, but children usually didn't. Speaking of corpses, it just brought it to mind. Here we go, Amaya Lake Lodge. I feel the sick just soaking down into my head. That's true too, but they didn't mean for it to be creepy. You know, it was like the only photo they ever had of their children who just died. I mean, grief makes you do crazy things. If the least thing you do is take your only photograph of your child is when they're dead, I mean, that's kind of understandable. This is beautiful. Ermina. I like the usage of the little pit and the light for the clamshell. Grief is always very interesting to me. I wonder what they're doing in here. Oh, wine. That makes sense. Like, how people respond to grief is interesting to me. Like, what do you do to cope? Because grief is just so hard to get through for everybody. It's just this giant equalizer. If everyone's not insane, you pretty much have all the same reaction, which is pain, unbearable pain. So how do people deal with that, you know? That's an interesting way of doing it with the Dres lamps. Wow, that's cool. I never would have thought of using these as a lamp holder, but it works. Also, these are invisible on the bottom, so if you choose to use them for some sort of invisible walkway, they're a good choice. Okay. These are good lights, very bright. Those wedding lights. Look at the little detail touches. Stacking up the plates like that. If you have the item count, detail touches like that make all the difference. But usually most people don't have the item count. Especially if they're building something freestanding, it's harder to have that item count. Interesting. Putting a blue light under there. Very nice. Bathrooms. That's interesting. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's neat. I love the view. Oh, look, a couch. And a fireplace. Cobbled. And a terrarium. With an enchanted in there. That poor enchanted. He's like, I'm not supposed to be in a terrarium. Let me out. Trophies. Nice potted plant. Sitting area. The book is going to get wet. That book is going to get wet. It's raining. Anyway. So I'm going to call it. Mostly because I'm sick. Not because of J-Heart. So if you guys want, just go over and see him. That's fine. But mostly because I'm just not well. So I will talk to you all later. And have a good one. And wish me feeling better soon. And I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow with a little less sick. Love you guys.